Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Sometimes taking a risk pays off. Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. This is the 2011 prequel to the 2003 original Wrong Turn. Make sure to check out my previous review for the previous installment in this franchise, Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead. Let's begin on my review for Wrong Turn 4. The plot. So at an asylum in the early 70s, a trio of killer hillbillies who are patients there take it over and kill everybody. Now, in 2003, a bunch of teens are going snowmobiling, and they discover the asylum amidst a snowstorm. And they take shelter. Who can survive when the snow is stained red with blood? I mean, besides the hillbillies. So they weren't just deformed and mutated by radioactive waste. No, they started off their life in an asylum. Well, their youth. They were patients there. Interesting. While the trailer is awesome, and the Red Band trailer is near impossible to find, and that's a much better trailer. It's an awesome trailer altogether, but you should definitely try to find the Red Band trailer, because that one is just mint. So yeah, while the trailer is awesome, this is still a bad movie. But I can't help but enjoy it more than the last one. For one thing, while the characters are a bit douchey, they're still way more likable than the last movie's bunch of baddies. And that's saying a lot considering they don't even talk like real people. They don't know how to have real conversations. They're very forced with their dialogue. Kenna, played by Jenny Pudovic. She does realize that these cannibal hillbillies have killed the majority of their friends. And even when they get them cornered, God, I hate her character. I hate her so much. So much, and so do a lot of other people. She's our main character, though. Sarah, played by Tanika Davis, is the single black character in the movie. She's a lesbian. She's a fighter, I guess. She wants to fight back against the hillbillies, and she's more of a caring person than her girlfriend, Bridget, played by Caitlin Lieb, who wants to leave one of the friends for dead to save their own skin. That's selfish. She's like, he's probably already dead. He's screaming down the hall! Kyle, played by Victor Zink Jr., is the dude bro of the bunch. He has like that emo haircut that was popular for like 10 years. He screams like a girl. I'll say that. When his girlfriend's getting killed off, he's like, do I do that pretty well? That's sad. He is the one who wants to kill the hillbillies, but has a change of heart when Kenna changes his mind. We also have Jenna, played by Tara Vanessa. There's no Vanessa, it's Vanessa. She is the bubbly girl of the group. She likes to have sex with her boyfriend a lot, and yeah, she's there. Danielle, played by Dean Armstrong from Saw the Final Chapter and Joyride 3, which was also directed by Declan O'Brien, who also directed Wrong Turn 3, 4, and 5. He is the sensible, reasonable, logical one of the bunch. He really is very worried about everything, but it's for the right reasons. Like, they're parked at a towaway zone. They don't realize that it's a towaway zone, but he is still like, should we park the cars here? I mean, are they safe? And then when, they're all like, oh, you should totally ski down the mountain to one of the girls, and he's like, dude, that's stupid. But she convinces him otherwise. He's always worried, but for the right reasons, just nobody listens to him. Speaking of his girlfriend who skis down the mountain, Lauren, played by Ali Tatarin from Cult of Chucky, she was the nurse in that movie, is apparently the most experienced skier there, although she's barely skiing in the whole movie. She goes down to get help. She wants to save everybody, but yeah, have I mentioned that Declan O'Brien's movies are very dark? Claire, played by Samantha Kendrick, is kind of the one who's the least developed out of everybody. She doesn't serve much of a purpose other than to hold herself up by barbed wire while their boyfriend's pulling her down like, don't die! Vincent and Three Finger, who are both played by the same actor, Sean Skeen, is also one of the douchey characters, kind of like Kyle. He really just wants to be a jokester, a prankster, but he's bad at it. He just basically jumps out and scares people. Really funny. One Eye, played by Dan Skeen, who I'm assuming is Sean Skeen's brother, is like his brother, Three Finger. They're all kind of interchangeable, but they do have these parts where they're interacting with each other, and it's very funny. Which you don't want in a movie with your serious killer cannibals. But nevertheless, we have Sawtooth, played by Scott Johnson, who... he's the big one. He's always the big one. Three Finger is always the one who's the fan favorite, but Sawtooth is pretty good on this one too. He operates a huge drill near the end. Like, dude's got a big drill now. That works. There are a few other characters like Dr. Anne Marie McQuaid, played by Kristen Harris, who really wanted what was best for the patients, and I wish there was at least a scene or two where she was trying to talk to them and try to get through to them, because, you know, we don't get to see any of that, and we don't get to know why she's doing this, or if she can even get any progress with any of the patients. There's no development. She's just killed off. Dr. Ryan, played by Arnie MacPherson, who looks to enjoy keeping these people locked up to study. It's kind of an ass. I like when he's about to be killed, and he's like, "Don't do this to me." It's like, what about everyone else? I will say this, the characters and actors and actresses seem to have a fun time on set, and it shows on film, even if their acting isn't always the best. That being said, there are some seriously dumb decisions made in this movie, one of which still ticks me off to this day. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't, just think of a lighter that closes, ending any future possibility of them taking out these cannibals. I love that this takes place during the winter. Not enough slasher films are set during that time of year, and it was a nice way to change things up. The hospital setting also lended a hand in adding to the chill factor. The gore, the effects. This one did go a bit overboard on the CGI, but it was all in good fun. I mean, we get a nose bitten off, a man hung-drawn and quartered, which means pulling at the limbs until they pop off, a savage electrocution, a needle of sorts is jabbed through one's nose and out the head, which is... ugh, it's painful to watch. There are some bloody and hilarious decapitations, an all-you-can-eat body buffet, bloody multiple stab wounds, which multiple stab wounds is an awesome song by Malevolent Creation, which I have to have a review for out for their first album's anniversary, anyway. There's also a killer driller scene, and an extreme snowmobile kill that leaves the snow blood red. It's not the goriest of the Ron Turn movies, maybe it is, but that title really either goes to 2 or 3. But there's still plenty of red stuff to go around. It's the bloodiest next to part 2 for sure. The motion picture soundtrack, Claude Fozzi returns to give us a somewhat mellow score. It's got some nice piano work and other unsettling themes. This is where the Blackout City Kids got their hit song, Ron Turn, and it was recognized because of this film. They also allowed for their song Survive to be in this movie's soundtrack, which is a nice song. We also get some of the cheetah horrors who were last heard in Sharktopus, which was also directed by Declan O'Brien. Yeah, the guy who directed Sharktopus gave us the Ron Turn sequels, most of them. It's got a great soundtrack with decent themes and awesome tunes. This was a step up in some ways from the previous installment, and a step down in others. I like the stupid characters, even though they're really stupid, setting and music more than the last. There's also plenty of the grubby stuff. It does go to torture in some scenes, but I'm fine with that. I mean, come on. There's just a lot to enjoy about this movie. However, the acting is a bit weaker, the characters are dumber. Way dumber. And the effects are more computer generated. I'd say if you've come this far, check it out. It won't hurt, but it might kill some of your brain cells. But other than that, totally painless. Overall, I give Ron Turn 4 Bloody Beginnings a 2.5 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, the horror show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon, or even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Plus, you get access to body counts and other music videos that you can't get on YouTube because of copyright and age restriction. Also, hits that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe.